Today we're going over the Zenless Zone Zero version 1.5 special program. 1.5 is going to last for 7 weeks, and the main event will be celebrating the New Year, or Chinese/Lunar New Year. This update has a ton of new things to talk about, including ZZZ's first outfits for agents, some teasers for upcoming characters, and some wild events like fishing and Fall Guys. Yep, it's a pretty crazy way to start off the year. As per usual, the redemption code for this program is astronomical. Be sure to redeem this code quickly for 300 polychromes. In version 1.4, we got a proper introduction to new Eridu celebrity, Astra and her bodyguard, Evelyn. 1.5's main event, Astronomical Moment, has Astra take center stage for a New Year's celebration performance. In the 1.4 teaser mission, Astra was running away from having to make appearances, and it seems in 1.5 some shady troublemakers aren't big fans of her as an idol in general. We'll have to see how things pan out. In battle, Astra's an S-rank Ether support, only our third Ether agent ever, and our first limited S-rank support. In the Hoyo games, these supports are some of the strongest units to get. Astra's thing is that she's gonna stay on the field and buff the team with her singing. I'm not sure if we're getting a Star Rail Robin type deal with unique music cutting in, but they did play a tune every time Astra used ult. Now, when you tap Astra's skill, she would do a dodge and will enter the idyllic cadenza state, aka she starts singing. In this state, Astra cannot move, but she can still dodge to avoid attacks. I'm not sure how long this state lasts, but Astra will be buffing the team for the duration, and when you swap to another agent, she's gonna stay on the field and be invulnerable. As far as I can tell, this is just a fun visual aid. You can end Astra's singing by holding basic attack, and this will consume energy to apply Astra's core passive to herself. Speaking of the core passive, when using quick assists, chain attacks, or perfect assists, Astra buffs the agent's attack. If you hold Astra's special, she can trigger quick assist, and Astra will launch extra tremolo attacks at enemies. During her singing state, she can facilitate quick assist triggers for her team. Not only does this trigger her core passive, but this triggers the Astra Voice Drive Disc set for an extra damage boost. If it wasn't obvious, the Astra Voice set is tailored for Astra. Now, for the last part of her kit, Astra's ultimate can heal the team. I believe she's our first proper quote-unquote healer of some kind. In addition, the next two quick assists from your teammates will become chain attacks instead. Overall, Astra seems like an attack and damage buffer, so she's more of a Sokaku and Lucy type support. The use of multiple quick assists should be fun, although it looks like you're going to still have that timer on how long you can use the quick assist for. It will be interesting to see how many teams can make use of the constant swapping. Next up is Evelyn, or Eve. She's our S-rank fire attacker. I suppose the Yelan and Kafka aesthetic must make bank, because Evelyn's bringing a fiery version of some trapping threads, not to mention the jacket. Her animations are incredibly fast, but it kind of looks like she's wielding some kind of rope darts. On 5th basic attacks, and I think specials, Evelyn will attach a line to an enemy. She enters a binding seal state where she gets extra crit rate, and she can do a few moves while attached. Evelyn has 2 resources shown under her portrait. On the left side, dealing damage gains Burning Embers, which can be used by holding basic attack to do Garrote attacks. Now, for every Garrote attack, Evelyn gains a Burning Tether point, which is the resource on the right side of the bar. Once Evelyn has 3 Burning Tethers, the next Garrote attack will become a chain attack instead. Pretty interesting to see an agent that can pull off chain attacks by themselves. Obviously, this will synergize with Astra's kits, but Evelyn could find a solid teammate in Coleta. Her additional ability increases chain attack damage. Moving on, for Evelyn's special, she groups up targets around the main enemy she's attached to and does a decently sized AoE attack. I'm not 100% sure if it's specifically the special and EX special only, but it seems like you can use it before getting hit to trigger a dodge. This can then build up a lot of Burning Embers. Now for one more binding seal mechanic, if Evelyn switches out, she's going to do an attack to the target she's attached to, another plus for the Astra team comp. When using ultimate, Evelyn gains 1 burning tether and will now always keep 1 tether point for the rest of the fight. This means it's easier to get to the Garrote chain attack faster. To symbolize her stronger combat state, Evelyn will actually lose her jacket. Her next ultimates will even have the jacket already off. Overall, extremely flashy attacker, Evelyn does seem like she'll require some fill time, and you may want to save her burning tether points for a stun phase to do 2 chain attacks. It looks like she has some grouping capabilities on her own, which is nice. That is something Soldier 11 kinda struggles with. Continuing on, we met Snap the Bangbu in 1.3's event, and now you'll be able to take them into battle. They didn't really specify, but I assume Snap's going to be buffing agents in some way. Snap will also have a chain attack. From the looks of things, they are an ether damage Bangbu, fitting for Astra, or maybe you can help Nicole with some anomaly triggers. For the summoning banners, we are back to 2 phases. First up, Astra's going to be available with her signature W engine, Elegant Vanity. If you're a newer player or maybe you missed out on some agents, then I am sorry because reruns are starting up. Time to make some tough decisions. Ellen will be returning along with her signature. There will be some extra Ellen content in this update we'll go over. For the A ranks on both of these banners, Anpy and Corrin plus their W engines will also have a higher rate up. Do note, phase 1 lasts for 3 weeks. For the second phase, you can get Evelyn and her signature, Heartstring Nocturne. Our secondary one will be for Qingyi. If you like Harimasa, Qingyi is an excellent stun agent for him, although she's really good for any attackers who are more burst oriented. I like to use her with Anton, who is one of the rate up A ranks for this banner. Nicole will hold the other spot. Since version 1.5 is a longer 7 weeks, phase 2 banners will last for 4 weeks. As usual, the new S rank Bangbu are always available to select. You can get Snap eventually once this update hits. Now, it wasn't mentioned by the devs in the program, but many people have spotted some potential new characters teased from the 1.5 trailer. First up in the bottom center of this shot, we see a slim dude, I presume, dressed in black. Take note of his light colored long hair, it sort of has a braid before straightening out. Additionally, this man has a glove on his right hand. It's one of those shorter gloves with the wrist out. This character is most likely Hugo Vlad, who makes an appearance at the end of Lycon Story Quest. He's part of the Mockingbirds, which could be a new faction themselves. Hugo and Lycon did not seem to have a peaceful falling out, so curious to see how he gets involved. Interesting note to support Hugo's arriving soon is that he gets brought up in the current tower defense event. For our second new character, I don't think we have any info on them. In the top left, there's a lady, I presume, who is way too dressed up to be a normal NPC. Seems like she has some kind of lance or an umbrella, and maybe could be another Mockingbirds associate. We'll see if these two are playable characters, or maybe just a very early tease of what's to come. If agents and W engines weren't enough to take your money, ZZZ is finally adding skins or outfits for agents. People have been begging to throw their money at skins, but for Genshin and Starro, Hoyo's been pretty super adverse to adding a ton of them. Unlike in Genshin, the devs have finally figured out that if you're gonna do skins, may as well release them while the new character gets the spotlight for the update. If you really like Astra, she's gonna get a black and white outfit. From the text on the slide, it seems like they're going to be handling pricing and availability, kind of like in Genshin. During 1.5, you can buy these outfits at a discounted price. In later versions, they're going to be purchasable in the store at any time, but they're going to be costing more. Now for the second skin you can buy, since Ellen is coming back, you can also grab her school uniform, which we've seen throughout the early days. Our third skin is going to be for Nicole. Unlike the previous two, you can get this skin for free. It's going to come for a 1.5 event, so don't miss out. In future versions, you can still obtain this skin, but it's going to go into the shop and it will cost real money there. Personally, I have no issues with skins, it's just kinda sad at the rate we get them in Genshin, and Starro only just got its first skin. Hopefully, ZZZ isn't going to be as reluctant, but we'll see how that goes. Onto the 1.5 events, with her rerun and school outfit, Ellen will also be getting an agent story. Appropriately, this one will focus on her school life and friends. Next, the main side event for the update is the Day of Brilliant Wishes. Basically, this is to celebrate the Lunar New Year, or it's in-game, it's called Gilded Carrot Day. To celebrate, we're sending eels to participate in a Bangbu beauty contest. In this event, we get to dress eels up, which is kinda hilarious, and then you gotta have a dance-off with another Bangbu. Another event is the Grand Marcel Adventure, most easily described as Bangbu Fall Guys, aka it's a multiplayer obstacle course. As part of the rewards, this is how you can get Nicole's free skin. Do be sure to participate. Our next event is just as wacky, and that's because ZZZ is adding fishing. Joined by Qingyi, we get to go angling at the new Port Elpis. Not sure how intense the fishing minigames are going to be, but you will need to fish at different spots and times of the day to catch different things. Seems like a fun time. As part of the rewards, we have a new reward type, and that's a unique animated wallpaper. We'll touch more on wallpapers in just a bit. Moving on, the Urban Video Game Festival is happening and Godfinger is participating this year. Unlike previous arcade events, it seems like you can play any of the minigames of your choosing to earn tokens. You might have to play all of them for challenges, and there is a daily limit on token farming though, so be ready to game daily. There's also going to be a new arcade game being added though, Mach 25. This is a straightforward racing type game with obstacles and power-ups. You can even choose different vehicles with different movement options, that's kinda neat. Now if you like Bizarre Brigade, they're adding a multiplayer co-op mode. You can play this during quality time with an agent. It's also getting general adjustments to difficulty, and you can access a new endless mode. In addition, there's going to be new characters you can use. This includes the 4 Cunning Hares, plus Wise and Bell. With the silliness out of the way, we have some combat events. The Battle Tower is getting an Endless Tower update. New badges, titles, and avatars to flex with. I believe this is a limited mode where the progress is going to be in phases of 10 floors. Floor 50 seems to be the last level for rewards, but you can keep climbing for glory. In a similar fashion, past floor 50, you can restart runs every 10 floors and heal back up. For this version of the tower, we have modifiers to pick from, and you can get rewards that will carry on to the next battles. Now, for the floors after 50, if you can complete them with no hits taken, you get a special Demon Lord medal to show off. It's kinda sounded like they actually mean don't get hit, aka you can't use Caesar to take no damage. If you enjoy the Battle Tower, the devs have also said there are plans for future updates. Sounds good to me. For the next event, we'll be teaming up with someone named Sheila who wants us to take photos while in battle. Fulfilling requirements will grant buffs from the photos, and it just seems like a fun feature that maybe we could get added permanently. A new Hollow Zero event will be using the gears we've been seeing in Lost the Void. You have to defeat enemies using the characters that got the new moves. This kinda looks more like a solo trial type event. For Shield Defense and Deadly Assault, we are getting alternating updates as usual. For Deadly Assault, they're adding a new version of the Dead End Butcher. Dude's got range attacks now, and he turns invisible. Oh boy. I have to say, while I do enjoy new enemies to fight, it's really cool to see variants of the current bosses. Going back to more relaxed stuff, in Reverb Arena, Hetty is managing a promotion for random play customers. This one seems pretty similar to the police event where we had to help out people based on their requests. The next event has some fun visual novel style art. Fate and are holding a get together after the events of 1.4, but everyone's flaking out. As part of the gameplay for this one, it seems to be basically 2048. Do people even know what that game is anymore? Now, for our usual update rewards, Shal is back for more freebies. There's going to be double drop rewards for materials and drive discs as per usual. To prepare for Astra's arrival, we're actually getting something before the update. On January 13th, which is about 3 days from now, there's going to be a login bonus for a total of 180 polychromes. Interesting new way of promoting things. In version 1.5 though, we're going to get our usual 10 encrypted tapes login bonus with 10 boopons. On January 29th, to celebrate Chinese New Year's, we're going to get another login event for 10 more encrypted tapes. Always happy to celebrate anything free. To end the program, we had a bunch of optimization updates. First, you can now select multiple dynamic wallpapers to display when you open your menu. Only up to 5, but better than nothing. For displaying titles and badges, you can now see how to obtain them. Also, a new selection method for the UI. For Notorious Hunt, no more starting enemies. Now it's straight into the boss fight, just like with Bringer. When you're selecting training plans, they added a custom function. Honestly, this one seems pretty cool since you can select specific levels you want for skills and such. Next, if I understood correctly, when using backup battery charge, the game now automatically selects how much battery you need to use for the desired stage. Thank God. Another nice quality of life is that the crafting material screen has been streamlined, no more second window opening, and less button presses. For drive discs, when you're using skip tickets, you can now see the stats of all the discs without selecting them. When it comes to the filter screen, they also made it to remember your selected main stat for each agent and partition individually. This is another excellent change for those trying to compare discs for optimal builds. It's just really nice. Something that wasn't mentioned by the devs or in the program, but was in the teaser video, is that they are changing the dialogue box for the main story and other quests. Instead of the cut-in from the corner, it kind of seems like text is going to be displayed in the bottom center, kind of like how most RPGs do it. We'll see how that feels moving forward. That about covers it for version 1.5. Another crazy update just when you thought we were going to be slowing down after a major update with 1.4. A lot of new minigames to be played, and excited for our 2 newest agents. I hope we get more of a tease for Hugo and that mysterious unknown lady. Let me know your thoughts, and be sure to finish up the 1.4 events going on. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.